Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Music Mecca's Decent Exposure. I'm your host, Paul Howard, and we're here in East Nashville, Tennessee. And today I have with me country pop songwriter Kären McCormick. Kären, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you're from Washington State, is that right?
I grew up in Washington.
You grew up
yes.
in Washington. Whereabouts?
I grew up in Cheney, which is like 30 minutes outside of Spokane, but it's the eastern side of Washington. A lot of people, when I say Washington, they're like, oh, Seattle, but there's other areas.
There's
too.
other areas, yeah. Being from upstate New York, I'm quite familiar. So other than perhaps family, what do you miss most about that area?
Oh, gosh. I was just talking about this. The outdoor scenery, being able to just have everything kind of at the tip of your fingers, whether that's the mountains, the water, just the scenery for sure.
Yeah. Very nice. What's one thing most people don't know about you? Maybe like a hidden hobby or a skill or something of the sort.
Wow, putting me on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about any like hidden skills. I guess I would say that a lot of people don't know my middle name is Lovely, but it's spelled really weird. Like there's no E.
Well, you're going to have to spell it for us.
Okay, so it's Lovly. My mom immigrated here from Africa where I was born, and at the time she didn't really know English, so she spelled it without the E, and they decided to keep it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess.
I guess. Okay, so what made you choose to move to Nashville as opposed to like LA or New York City or maybe Austin or some other big music market city?
Well, I first visited Nashville back in 2012, and I just really fell in love with it. It felt very similar to Cheney in that it was like a small town feel, but had a lot of the big city opportunities, and just the connections I felt were so much easier to make with people, just as a everyday type of thing. So I really just was drawn to Nashville immediately as soon as I visited.
Mm-hmm. So I see that you recently released your new single, Retro. Is that right?
Yes.
And then you have an EP to follow of the same name.
Yes.
Right? And when is that going to be out?
September 25th.
September
I'm so
25th.
excited.
Nice.
Yes.
So what would you say is the inspiration or influence behind that collection of songs on the EP?
All of them are they're all inspired by like personal experiences, so I really feel like it's kind of like taking 5 pages out of like my journal or something like that. And 3 of them are co-writes, and so it was kind of nice to have a collection where some of them were written before I moved to Nashville and some of them written since I've moved to Nashville, and kind of see the difference of the dynamics in my songwriting, how that has changed and how my sound has kind of changed. But overall, they're really just storytelling, just out of my life experience, and I'm excited to share it with people.
Yeah. Now, do you prefer co-writes to writing by yourself, or do you have a preference, I guess?
I guess it depends on what the context is and what I'm trying to say. I think that co-writing is an incredible thing because a lot of times with me, it's like I go in and I'm like, I have a million ideas. How can we narrow it down to say this one thing? And having somebody else or 2 people kind of rein that in and make it into a coherent thought in a song is nice. But also writing by yourself can be so incredibly therapeutic. So I wouldn't say I really lean towards one or the other. It kind of just depends on what I'm trying to say.
Sure, makes sense. What messages or feelings do you try to convey in your music to the listener? You know?
A lot of it is heartbreak, unfortunately. But through that, I want it to be something where somebody listens to it and they find therapy in that, because then it's like, oh, I'm not the only one that's been through something like that. I'm not the only one that's going through something like that. So really just that sense of connection.
Sure, nice. And how about your 3 favorite Nashville establishments, coffee shops, restaurants, venues, just top 3 Nashville spots that you just love?
The Listening Room is my favorite venue. 5 Points Pizza is my favorite pizza place. And my favorite coffee shop, there's so many to choose from. That's really hard. I guess my answer could change tomorrow, but today it's Barista Parlor.
Okay, good answer. All solid places. And okay, so last question. If you could open for any artist at any venue, kind of a
Yes.
dream show
Yeah,
for you,
totally.
who would you open for and where would it be?
That's a great question. I've never been asked that. I love that. I would open for Casey Musgraves, and I would want to play at Spokane Arena, and that would just be like such a full circle moment.
Yeah. Well, please send a ticket my way if and when that happens, and I'll make the trip. So,
Sounds good.
so that's going to do it for me on my end. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and thanks to Kären for being here. And I'm going to pass it off to Kären, and she's going to close this thing out with some of her songs. And keep an eye and an ear out for Retro coming at you next month. And we'll see you later.
This episode of Decent Exposure is sponsored by Topo Chico.
You know what's coming, been here before. Just admit it, he's halfway out the door. He got hung up on a technicality, but you're just friends if it only benefits him. Puts him at the center of her whole world. It's a habit of a heartbroken girl. Yeah, we're way too good in lying, and we get nothing back, but we're still trying. In the varsity league of saying it's okay, we got it down. Oh, how we're good at being heartbroken girls. Good at being heartbroken girls, yeah. He says he wants space and you won't say it, but you're wishing he'd stay even though he'll never change. Puts him at the center of a whole world. It's a habit of a heartbroken girl. Yeah, we're way too good in lying, and we get nothing back, but we're still trying. In the varsity league of saying it's okay, we got it down. Oh, how we're good at being heartbroken girls. Good at being heartbroken girls, yeah. Brush it off because we can't show it hurts. It's a habit of a heartbroken girl. Yeah, we're way too good in lying, and we get nothing back, but we're still trying. In the varsity league of saying it's okay, we got it down. Oh, how we're good at being heartbroken girls. Good at being heartbroken girls, yeah. Good at being, real good at being. Good at being, real good at being. Broken girls. We're good at being heartbroken girls, yeah. I don't know what I did to deserve you. Love like this is hard to come by. All I know is now that I have you, I'm not letting you go anytime I'm gonna be true to you till the day that I die. Oh, let me leave this earth with a legacy of a good, good life. People question why we're together, but they don't understand. See, we may fight sometimes, but I still get that feeling when you hold my hand. I'm gonna be true to you till the day that I die. Oh, let me leave this earth with a legacy of a good, good life. People question why we're together, but they don't understand. I'm gonna be true to you till the day that I die. Oh, let me leave this earth with a legacy of a good, good life. I don't know what I did to deserve you. can tell.